like 500 miles, and it's sold on Bring a Trailer. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Nate. So today I'm on my way back into the office. So what about you guys? What's your situation? Put it down in the comments. You guys going back into the office, the place that you work? Are they calling you guys back in? What is the deal out there? I'd like to know. So today we're gonna be talking about used car prices. They're crazy, insane. There's a Supra, we'll get into that later, that I just saw online that sold for an insane amount of money. I forgot what it was like driving when there's like a little bit of traffic. Oh, look at that Charger. It's still got the yellow splitter guards. You guys like those? What do you think? Like the yellow? Like the pink? So yeah, these used car prices, and I guess this is because of the chip shortage that's affecting like everyone, because new car prices are, I mean, no one's budging. They're charging ADMs on like a Kia Telluride because no one can get their hands on cars these days. And because of that, it's trickled down to the used car market, which is crazy. So I had looked at this car. From time to time, I just like to see how much is this car worth on the used market. I had looked, I think, sometime last year, and it was around maybe 45, I think, was what it was worth. Actually, I looked at this car the same time that I was looking when I was selling the Subaru, just to know, all right, well, how much are these cars worth? Yeah, it was about 45. And now I look at it, it's like 55, like $10,000 more. So it's like 20%, right? So I was thinking, well, should I sell the car? But then, you know, I've had this car since it's new. Maybe it's not the wisest financial decision, but I've had this car since it was new. I know exactly what's been done to the car. I know it hasn't been abused. I know there's nothing hidden on the car. It hasn't been repainted. So that's what kind of makes me not want to sell the car. And if I did sell this car, what am I going to get? I'm just going to want this exact same car again. So basically, I'm just going to have to wait until all the shortages and stuff are resolved and then just go out and buy the same car. So what's the point? But anyways, yeah, the used car prices are crazy. So the other car I really love is the R34 GTR. I've just always liked the look of that car. So there's a buddy I know, he used to have an R32 GTR, and he said driving right hand in a left hand country is kind of a pain. And I probably agree with some of the stuff he was saying. Like, for example, when you're taking a left turn, you can't see anything. Oh, we're gonna have to do the double lane switch. All right, it's me versus a Chevy Avalanche versus some kind of white SUV. What do you think, guys? You think I can do this? I need the good vibes. Oh, it's a Volkswagen Tiguan. I didn't even need full throttle for that. Success. It's great success. What are we talking about, GTRs? Yeah, so R34 GTR, one of my favorite cars. I looked it up the other day. I don't know if it was a few years ago. I kind of lost time with COVID, just this last year. But when I looked at it a few years ago, you could buy a nice V-Spec R34 GTR, about $75,000. I know they're not legal to import into the US. I mean, technically they're not legal to drive, right? I don't know, what do you guys, any of you guys know about these import laws? I figured, what if you imported one and you just kept it in a warehouse and you didn't drive it? It's still not legal? Yeah, I think it's not legal because of this whole gray market nonsense. But anyways, 75 grand for that car. Today, if you're looking for an R34 GTR, not even a V-Spec, because the V-Specs are all called for price, you're looking at like $200,000 for like a mint GTR. It's like, what? That's Ferrari, that's Lambo money right there. So these prices are crazy. Now, I guess I'm not even sure if that's gonna decrease when there isn't a chip shortage, because there's only so many R34 GTRs out there, and we're close, I think about 3-4 years away from those actually being legal to import into the US. So that's nuts. So if you bought one right now for 200 grand and you couldn't import it, you have to pay storage fees, just keep it in Japan for another 3 years. So you have this $200,000 car that you can't even see unless you go to Japan, just sitting in a warehouse somewhere. It's crazy. So this is the other thing I want to know from you guys. If you bought one of these cars, like an R34 GTR, Supra, something like that, you know, vintage car, would you drive it or would you garage it? So the reason I ask this is, a while ago, so if you guys have been watching my channel, you know that I like 997, 911s, right? The early 2000 generation, well, not early 2000, like mid to late 2000 generation 911s. Really like those cars. I was looking for one a while ago. In retrospect, I'm kind of glad that it didn't go through, because then I wouldn't have this car. I would have had to sell this car. I found a 997 turbo. It was bidding in the 40s, and I figured, okay, you know what? If I can snag this car under 50, this seems like a pretty good buy, because it was a higher mileage 997. And so you guys are like, well, why would you want a higher mileage high mileage anything? Well, the reason was because I figured, you look, with a higher mileage car, especially something like that, I wouldn't really feel that guilty driving it, like making that a daily driver, and that's what I'd want to do. But you buy one of these like 20,000 mile 997s, and I feel like, wow, what is going on here? It's like a bunch of crap on the road. I'm gonna get out of this lane. Hold on. Oh, I do not like this. I don't know if you guys can hear that. I guess they repaved the road and they don't clean the road. See, bam, a rock right in the window. It's gonna start chipping the paint. Yeah, I found this car, started bidding on it. I actually lost a bid for $250, and someone else bought it, but it was higher mileage, like 80, 90,000 miles on a 911 turbo. But that's the kind of car I would want, something I wouldn't feel guilty driving every day. And there was a guy that lived in my neighborhood. He had a beautiful Lamborghini Murcielago manual transmission. And I told him, yeah, you know, I'd want something with higher mileage, you know, something I could drive every day. And that wasn't his mentality. His mentality was, no, I want something lower mileage, something that's collectible. Yeah, you know, I can just take it out like once a week and then wash it and put it back in the garage. So what do you guys think? Is that the way to buy a used car? Is the way to buy a used car? Buy something that you can just enjoy every day and not feel guilty about it. Put it down in the comments. So this brings me to the Supra story that I saw. So this Toyota Supra, I think it has to be the most expensive Supra that ever sold. It only had 6,500 miles, and it sold on Bring a Trailer for $201,000. All original condition. I mean, the car was in mint condition, but $201,000 for a Supra, and that's bone stock Supra. So it's not gonna be that fast, bone stock. You see all the modified Supras. That's why the 2JZ engine was so popular. You could modify it and make so much power out of it, but you can't touch that car. But $200,000, you're going to be putting in a garage also, or a bubble. So I'll put a link down to the Bring a Trailer site so you can see what the car looked like. But I don't know, guys. What do you guys think? You guys think this used car market is crazy? You think it's justified paying these kind of prices for cars like this? Check out these next videos. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you there. Thanks. Bye.